Monster, Chapter 6. What? You said in shock. Your eyes locked onto Bachira's, and for a second, the whole world seemed to freeze. Bachira gave you a smile. Don't worry, Wyan, you're not alone. He winked at you before joining the rest of his team. You stood there, dumbfounded. Holy hell, was he cute. As you walked back to the sidelines, you stood and watched as Team Z failed to regain possession of the ball. There was a good block by Limon, but Iırsᴜ was the one with the ball. There was nothing he could do. As you looked at everyone on the field, your eyes laid on Chigiri. He was near the sidelines. You walked up to him. Should you say something? Chigiri, you say before you can stop yourself. The pink-haired boy turned around to face you. Don't be afraid. Do your best. You've got nothing to lose, right? Chigiri looked toward his feet, dropping his head in guilt. It doesn't matter. Time's almost up. You hesitated before speaking again. Do you see Iırsᴜ? He's not giving up, and neither should you. As Chigiri opened his mouth, you walked away. You didn't want to continue the conversation. You'd already told him everything you could. There was no reason for it to keep going. Luckily for Iırsᴜ, they got an additional time of 3 minutes. But as you watched, you saw this one move that Iırsᴜ did. That was what got Chigiri so pumped. It was the fact that Iırsᴜ pushed Chigiri aside. Good job, Iırsᴜ. So far, so good. As the game progressed, you could tell that Chigiri was tempted to run, just a push, and he would. Come on, Chigiri, you slowpoke, move it! You couldn't hear him as he muttered something to himself, but you could tell that you would hit the spot. Now, he was taking off at lightning speed. He was faster than you expected. Chigiri, go! You heard Iırsᴜ yell. The Wanima brothers desperately tried to catch up, and even when one of them did, Chigiri pushed past. He was amazing. As Chigiri neared the goal, the goalie tried to touch the ball first, but Chigiri beat him to it. With a final touch of his toes, you could hear the cry of freedom he felt when the ball hit the net. That was the weapon of Chigiri. Chigiri Hyoma, the fastest legs in all of Team Z. As soon as the whistle blew to declare the end of the match, all of Team Z's joined in to absolute attack Chigiri, you included. Chigiri, my man, Limon yelled. There were various cheers in honor of Chigiri's goal. Wow, Chigiri, you're so fast, you heard Iırsᴜ say. Yeah, but it's your fault, and Wyan's too. Chigiri said the last part, looking at you, and you felt important in that moment. Without you, he would have never made that goal. You sat in the locker room giving general checkups to those who slid on the grass too hard or accidentally fell over. No major injuries, and none of them played carelessly either, so no one got in trouble. As everybody talked about how fucked up Kuon was, Bachira walked out naked. Wait, Bachira, naked? Igarashi must have been as surprised as you were because he gave a loud yelp of surprise, as well as you. Bachira, put on some clothes, would you? There's a girl here. Igarashi made the daring move of grabbing the nearest blanket and tying it around Bachira's waist. You swear to God that Morn was gonna get it after this. Wyan, are you okay? You're burning up, Iırsᴜ commented. You had been busy watching Igarashi kicking Bachira back into the shower room. You hadn't even noticed him. Bachira had nice abs, though. I mean, you saw them pretty clearly because of the tight suit he had to wear all the time at Blue Lock, but that was completely different compared to seeing him naked. I think she's still thinking about Bachira's abs, you heard Chigiri say. Hey, I was just admiring how much he worked out, okay? You said defensively. Oh, so you were looking at them. No need to be shy about it, we understand. Kunigami had appeared out of nowhere, but as he, Iırsᴜ, and Chigiri looked at you closer, It was pretty obvious you had a thing for Bachira. You really wished they'd shut up. Igarashi and Bachira then came out of the shower room. "Hey Ryan, you want to go for a walk around the compound?" Bachira asked as he ruffled his hair. "Sure, but are you sure you don't want to get some rest?" As you stared at his tall figure, you could slowly pace out that same image of him naked. Your face wasn't helping either, and you could feel it heat up. Bachira must have noticed too, because as soon as you were alone, he apologized. "Sorry about that, Ryan. I thought it was only the team." He was blushing too, maybe out of embarrassment. "It's all right," you stuttered. You couldn't get that image out of your mind. "Get out, get out, get out!" Bachira chuckled and you looked up at him. His smile was so annoying. "Anyways, Ryan, I wanted to talk to you about the monster," Bachira said nonchalantly as you kept walking. "Do you have one too?" you asked. You had a feeling whenever he played soccer. It was like the monster was his coach, the one that played soccer with him. "Yeah, I do. The monster plays soccer with me. I guess I did have a friend. Sorry if I lied to you," he said. You laughed and replied, "Don't worry about it. We're still friends." "Are you really?" your monster said out of the blue. You successfully ignored it. That thought was going to keep you up at night, though. "I'm glad I've got you and the rest of Team Z. It feels great to be able to make some friends here." Bachira sounded so happy. He must have been really lonely. "Bachira," you began, "if you don't become the world's greatest striker," you looked up at him with an upset expression, "would we still be friends?" Bachira looked taken aback by the question, like as if he didn't expect you to still want to be friends with him after this was all over. "I mean, if you want to, I don't mind." He seemed so scared, like a child who couldn't recognize their parents. "Bachira, Pinky promised me that whether or not you win this thing, we're going to stay friends." You took your pinky finger out and faced him. "What do you say?" you asked determinedly. He was still shocked. He brought out his own pinky and hooked it into yours. "Deal." "Bachira, your turn," you say. Bachira made a weird face, his eyes together and sticking his tongue out. It's a "are we going to win this game" face, Isagi guessed. Igarashi also gave a guess, but they were both wrong. "Is it a "what does rain taste like" face?" you guessed. "Bingo," Bachira said. "It's a "what does rain taste like" face." "Wow, Ryan, you're really good at this game," Isagi complimented. You blushed a little at the comment. Isagi was a nice guy, and after Kuon's betrayal in the game, he had thanked you for the information. Isagi was nice when he was off the field, and you liked him a lot. The downside of hanging out with Isagi was that Bachira would annoy you to no end about him. Later that day, he asked you a shit ton of questions about Isagi on the practice field. You got so fed up you tossed a ball right into his face. Everyone else was shocked to see you burning up and Bachira begging you for mercy. He woke up the next day with a big bruise. "Serves him right," you had said. Being on the nurse for Team Z was fun, and you didn't mind all that much. Soon enough, they would be playing against Team V, the only team in the compound that hadn't lost a single game. Last night, you again joined Team Z in their meeting. While Raichi was beating up Kuon, everybody else was busy devising a plan. You guessed they weren't very creative, or maybe just too tired, because they ended up going with the same plan again. During this meeting, Bachira again was leaning on you. You could feel yourself burning up, but you had to ignore it. Suddenly, you felt his hand on you, and your insides exploded into butterflies. Did he see you as a pet, or what? As Bachira talked, he kept petting you. You caught Kunigami's eyes and gave him a silent plea of help. He just smirked and mouthed, "Good luck." What a bastard. You caught Igarashi's eyes next, and he just made a kissing motion with his hands, not helping. After a while, you felt Bachira's hand stop and you calmed down a little bit. Suddenly, Bachira sneezed, continuously. "Bless you," you say as Kunigami got him some tissues. "Thanks." he said to the both of you. But as he drifted off into sleep, you took your chance to put your hand on his forehead. He was burning up. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Apologies that I was not here yesterday. My voice was giving me a hard time and I was getting annoyed by the background noises, and it was actually really late. It was like 9:56 and I just wanted to go to bed. So that's what I did. Bonjour, bonsoir, bonne nuit. Goodbye everyone.